President Cyril Ramaphosa has condemned the violence and vandalism affecting the road freight industry. He's also commended police for making arrests in Gauteng in the past 24 hours. The tensions are believed to be over the industry's employment of foreign truck drivers. Just this morning, 2 trucks were torched in Ekurhuleni. Several provinces, including Gauteng, have seen a spate of attacks on trucks, with at least 30 trucks targeted last week. The president has offered his sincere condolences to the families and colleagues of drivers who have lost their lives through the intimidation and violence perpetrated by criminals. Ramaphosa says he's also deeply concerned about the effect the violence is having on owners and employees of the affected trucking companies. The president says he's very worried about the economic disruption due to these, especially as the country is focused on rebuilding the economy. Ramaphosa has directed the Ministers of Employment and Labour, Transport, Home Affairs and the police to submit a report on the violence. For more, let us now bring in SA truck driver spokesperson Ngcebo Ndlovu. Mr. Ndlovu, please bring us to speed with the current situation. It seems like we don't have that connection to Mr. Ndlovu. Let's just wait for a second to see if he's responding. Mr. Ndlovu, are you there?
Morning, how are you?
Well, thank you. I was just asking you to bring us up to speed with the current situation.
Yes, yeah. Hello?
We can hear you clearly.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Are you able to bring us up to speed in terms of what's happening currently? What's the latest in terms of this unfolding story?
As you see, just like you, what we see, what is happening on the road, there are trucks that are being attacked, other one are being torched, other people. I heard that some sad news. Our colleagues, others, they have already lost their lives. Although I don't know how many lost their lives, but I heard it's so many. It's plenty trucks that are being torched. This is a criminal activities which we, as the organization, we condemn such violence like that, because our mandate is the ATF-ASA and the Organization for the South African Drivers is not about violence, and we never call any violence, and we don't know about any violence, but we see what is happening. It's just maybe there are opportunities. The criminals, they get a gap because they know what is. There has been called for a shutdown for the South African drivers to raise their issues about the employment of foreigners, which are at a high number in South Africa. It's been a long time. We got that complaint from government, and there have been so many meetings with the relevant stakeholders, from the government officials, from the relevant Department of Labour and Department of Transport, as well as Department of Police, which is led by Mr. Begitsele. It's been a long time. Even the former Minister of Labour, she's the one who was eager to resolve the issue. I don't know why did the president remove that woman, Mr. Rodifan, because she's the one who helped us to give us a clear picture what is happening in government and what is the labor relations laws regarding the employment of foreigners, where must the foreign nationals must work. Because as South African drivers, our cry is one. We are here in South Africa, we are being undermined by the companies, actually. But that's why we raise the issue from government, because we believe government can come with a solution and implement the laws that are being implemented. That's supposed to be implemented by him, because the government is our leader, and the government is supposed to come with a resolution which can make the South African become happy, and the South African should be the first preferences to all sectors, especially the truck drivers. As we were complaining, there are so many companies here in Durban, KZN, and all over South Africa who they tell you straight in your mouth, in your face, that we cannot hire you because you are a South African. But we are South African in South Africa, hungry, but we got license, we got experience. And we see that not that in South Africa, what we believe as ATF-ASA, what we believe that this unemployment rate is not just naturally. It's just being manufactured by government. It's because of neglect from government.
Ndlovu.
Yeah,
your organization has been blamed for all of this violence that's raging. And you're talking to us now and you're saying that you do not advocate for violence. Are you making a demand to President Cyril Ramaphosa to bring back Mildred Oliphant?
What I am saying, you saw Minister Mildred Oliphant, the former Minister of Labour. He met with an organization for the truck drivers as well as our organization. He said he drew a clear picture, or he just revealed and opened our mindset what is there at the labor laws that's supposed to be implemented by the current minister who is running away. But what we had on July this year, the time there was another shutdown for 3 days on this year, July, past few months, we had the minister said they prepare or they planning to amend the labor laws that they have now. As a South African citizen, we don't want government to amend the laws. We want the minister to enforce the laws that they have. Actually, Mr. Thulas Ngcebo is running away from the truth. Is running away to implement what is there at the labor laws regarding the employment.
So let me ask you, Mr. Ndlovu.
What is there? Sorry, ma'am.
So let me ask you. Are you categorically denying that your organization is not fueling this violence that we're seeing unfolding?
No, our organization is just like other organizations. We are the voice of the voiceless South Africans. Black South Africans in particular, the majority of South Africans who are unemployed in their country. We know we are not gangsterism or terrorism. There is not even a single call that for violence. We never support any violence.
So
government and the SAPS, they must arrest the criminals who are the opportunists. We cannot suspect someone because it is difficult for us as a citizen. There are people who are employed, are trained to investigate and find the criminals who done the criminal behavior. Because as organization ATF-ASA, we are pleading government, we are begging him to implement the laws that are there.
Yes.
South Africans should be the first preferences to all sectors, especially as the all truck drivers forum and allied South African.
So let me ask you then,
of the oppressed drivers in South Africa who are being denied, who are being forbidden, not allowed to get a job in their country.
So let me ask you then, Mr. Ndlovu.
Sorry?
So let me ask you then, who are these people in the background who are paying criminals, as you say, to perpetuate violence?
I never said there are people who paid someone. Nobody is being paid to do criminal. Criminals, they can do the way they wish. There are no criminals that are being paid. to do any certain behavior,
Yes. So
any criminal behavior.
So when your organization calls,
there are opportunities.
Yeah.
They want to discredit our organization. There are people, or if I can say, maybe there are people or they are evil people who want to discredit ATF or want to taint to taint or portray the ATF as a bad organization, while the ATF is just the organization for the South African, the oppressed South African truck drivers, women and men, as well as and the one for all South Africans who are oppressed in their country, who can't get the job. But
let me ask you this, Mr. Ndlovu.
What we see, even if you check now,
Mr. Ndlovu,
we had that the statistics say there is a high rate of unemployment in South Africa, more than 35%. So what is that in government? And you as the SABC journalist or media,
yes.
Do you have about the unemployment that is happening? Because it seems that this is not a national unemployment. It's not that there are no companies in South Africa. There are companies, but the companies, they decided to employ wrong people in the right positions.
Can I ask you this then? You are correct about the high unemployment in the country. And you are well within your rights as an organization to approach government about your demands and your concerns. But as an organization, you also have a responsibility to be part of the solution in terms of this violence. Do you have some solutions that you can forward either to government or to your other counterparts in terms of how we can stem this violence?
Even since the organization was established, since from the day one, since the long time before, we spoke to government. We never being violent. Even for us, I'm also a truck driver. Even for now, what is happening, I'm also feared to go on the road because I don't know what is exactly the criminals are planning to, because the organization and government, we always sit down, but government never come with a real what the drivers they cry for. The government never, even it's not a single day, government come with a solution. But only the tax team that they only talk about the tax team, which are useless. The tax team, they're not doing their job. Actually, the Department of Labor is the most neglected department, which is useless, which is supposed to be to intervene to solve the problem that is happening in the country. That people are hungry, but the Department of Labor is here. But the people, they're crying with the same thing. The foreigners they should not employed in the driving sector. Actually, in all sectors that any general person can perform.
Yeah,
that are not start skill. Driving, even to work as in construction. So many people, all sectors.
Mr. Ndlovu, let me ask you this one.
Taken by foreigners. There's been too much high rate of foreigners who are working in South Africa, but they are illegal at them. Plus, they are illegal immigrants.
You sound very upset, and I imagine that the government departments that you've been interacting with have gotten a sense of this rage that I am sure represents your members as well. Just take us into the latest conversations or engagements you've been having with governments, and what excuses has government given in terms of why they are not moving on the different agreements that you have come to so far. Uhulumeni kuyaxoxwa naye, kuyahlalwa naye phansi, kodwa
ayikho into elapha kumthetho wezabasebenzi afunayo ukuyenza noma sothi ungqongqoshe uthula Singcisi neminye iminyango ethintekayo ayifuni ukuhlala eqinisweni babaleka iqiniso bathi basazobheka kwala ngisho batshentshi umthetho uthi umsebenzi ongekho skasi umsebenzi ufuneka usetshenzwe abantu base South Africa uma ngabe inkampani ingabe ifuna uqasha umuntu wangaphandle kufanele ibe ne-permit eyicela ku Department of Labour yena Department of Labour phinde athi ayikho neyodwa inkampani esike yacela i-permit yokuqasha umuntu oyiforeigner as a truck driver noma nje uzokwenza umsebenzi ojwayelekileyo kubese bona mawubatshela kanjalo ukuthi nanku umthetho inkampani ziwuphulile already ulapha according to a Labour Relations Act if you employ an illegal immigrant you should be penalized for the 2 years in jail or 50,000 fine per foreigner that is employed illegally because all foreigners that are working in South Africa are illegally employed. So the companies in South Africa, they already broken the law. Government, if you want to deal with the issue, he must first arrest the employers who already employed the foreigners because the foreigners, they never employed themselves. They are being employed by the companies who the law breakers.
Sinenkinga yesikhathi, thank you so much for giving us the time and we hope to continue talking with you as we try to find solutions to this violence.
Okay, I just hope you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time.
Ngcebo Ndlovu is with the SA Truck Drivers Association. Now, a rapid response team is expected to visit various social areas of the Nelson Mandela Bay to try and bring awareness to the rapid rise in COVID cases. Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, and the Minister of Social Development, Lindiwe Zulu, will be doing their spot checks. Our reporter, Luando Nomoyi, has